Hello, and welcome to another episode of Boundless Body Radio. I'm your host, Casey Ruff, and today we have another amazing guest to introduce to you now. Nick Hunter is an experienced extended faster who has transformed his health through a combination of fasting, carnivore-based nutrition, and nutrient-dense ancestral foods. After reaching more than 345 pounds, Nicholas lost over 185 pounds, wow, and gradually moved away from calorie counting, constant restriction, and the idea that eating less every day was the answer. Today, he uses carnivore not as a rigid ideology, but as a practical metabolic tool that makes extended fasting feel natural and sustainable. His current rhythm often consists of a 72-hour fast, followed by two generous one meal a day refeed days, and then another 72-hour fast. When he does eat, he prioritizes meat, fish, eggs, traditional dairy, and other simple, nourishing foods, eating until genuinely satisfied rather than counting calories. Nicholas believes fasting should feel not like punishment, starvation, or a daily battle against hunger. For him, the real breakthrough came when food stopped controlling his attention and the constant food noise disappeared. He no longer sees fasting as endlessly deciding not to eat. He sees it as regaining the freedom to decide when to eat. His philosophy is simple. Fasting is not something you force through suffering. It is a natural state the body can return to when it is properly nourished. Carnivore is the tool, extended fasting is the practice, and freedom from constant hunger is the result. Nick's motto, fasting is not when you spend your life deciding not to eat. Fasting begins when you regain the freedom to decide when to eat. Nick Hunter, what an absolute honor it is to welcome you to Boundless Body Radio.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me today. I
Yeah, it's
appreciate it.
such an honor to host you. You came very highly recommended from one of our favorite multiple guests, John Laspina.
Yes,
You had a wonderful conversation with him, and you have such an interesting story, which I'm so excited to chat with you about today. But first of all, can you tell us a little bit about where you're from originally and all the places you've been around the world? Because
yes,
you've certainly been around quite a bit.
yes. And that's a key as well. You know about my multi origin, right? Okay, so I'm Nick Hunter, and I am Greek by my father, French by my mother, and U.S. citizen by my mother as well. So I have free citizenship. So it's very very important to know that. So I'm 55, and I've been living like 30 years in France. Then I lived like 22 years in the United States, 20 years. And at the same time, a little bit in Latin America, where I have some family over there in Colombia. And then 2 years ago, I decided to move to where my father born here in Greece. And that's the reason why. So what happened is I've been obese like 15 years of my life. When I arrived in the United States, unfortunately, I got, hooked. I got like inside this food madness that we experiment in the United States, and I'm extremely sedentary, extremely because I'm computer engineer, so my job is to sitting in front of the computer for hours, and without a good discipline, bad food, bad everything bad, when you have a very bad environment, boom, and when you do the wrong thing, when you do like the deficit caloric like diet, well, you end up obese. That is the end of the story. So I was obese. I was I lost the habit of it's 350 pounds, right? And so that 157 kilogram, triple XL on size. I send you a photo. You saw the metamorphosis of my body, my face, and so now I'm 67. So it depends. 67 when I'm fast, and 69 when I'm refed. So
Kilograms.
yeah, it makes sense. Okay.
Got it.
So long story short, 2 years ago, I got the initial symptom of heart disease. I already was on many medication for high blood pressure that I had all my life. All my life, since I'm 13, 14, the doctor said, "Oh, your son has some blood pressure." Yeah, yeah, it's because it's genetic, right? Genetic, right? And which is not. And so I was on medication for blood pressure, and despite the medication, I was at 160 blood pressure, right? So, and then I was on triglyceride, monitoring the diabetes, because I was going there, right? And I was smoking as well, cigarettes. Okay, I was on the on the bad track. Okay, and then I got this first symptom of my right eye that was going like this for 2 minutes and coming back like this, and dizziness and losing the balance on the toward the left side, which is also the side where this happened tells you what happened, right? Because of the brain, because of the heart. So I said, stop. There's something wrong. I was in Colombia when that happened the most, like 2 years ago, and I said, stop. I don't want to die. I don't want to have problems. I don't want to be in the hospital. What do I do? And I said, okay, let's go to Greece, sell the house in California, go to Greece and take back your health, right? I already was on OMAD at that time. I was on OMAD because 1 meal a day, because I knew this is the best way, to lose weight. That's the best way for health. Not really, but the best way for the lose weight. So I lost a lot of weight in very quick, short period of time. And then when I arrived here, I start, dealing with my health. But something happened. I'm a computer engineer, and of course, as every single computer engineer in the world, we are now AI engineer. So if you're not AI engineer today, you're not computer engineer. You're like a TV, a cathodic TV engineer. so so yeah, and that changed everything, because it gave me reach to knowledge and practice and analysis at the expert level, right? In your phone, you have an expert with you, but an expert in everything when you know how to use it, right? And I knew how to use it because of my work. So I started using it for my benefit. So, our common friend, John, tell you, oh, AI saved his life. Yes, to be honest with you, AI saved my life, but not misused. I mean, you need to know how to, otherwise, yes, you can have a problem, right? But every single powerful tool has danger, okay? Everything. when there's power, it's dangerous. Could be good, but can be dangerous. A car is powerful, but it's dangerous. So a plane, the same thing. So this AI is the same, So, and and I took care. And the effect was instant. It's not like I wait years. No. Why? Is because I did right away. So.
Wow. Yeah, wow, that's incredible. Okay, how do people react when you tell them what you used to weigh? Because looking at you, I would never assume that you weighed as much as you did. And you said that was as recent as like 2 years ago?
Yes. It took me, so to lose all my weight took me like, it was doing like this, like a waves, like this. You never lose weight like bam, like a stone, right? Or it's doing like this, right? So, and it took me like, let's say, 4 months to lose all my weight. So what I'm saying to people is that I freed myself. I red pill myself, right? So I tend not to explain too much to people what I'm doing, because nobody understands. So, like, and the problem of this is due to many people saying wrong things, but genuinely they think they're right. But fasting is not something you can talk about if you're not experimenting yourself.
Yeah.
Or I believe. So, so I was saying, people say, okay, I didn't want to be managed by doctors and pills and hospital all my life. I saw my father, I saw my mom. I don't want to go there. I don't. I'm not hypochondriac at all. I don't. I don't want. So I said, okay, Nick, you are in charge of your health. You are in charge of your life. Don't rely on the health system. Don't rely on, like I said, the best the best healthcare plan you can take is when you don't have it, when you have none, when you need none. When you need none. So that's the best, you know. So I have one, of course, but it's a catastrophic one because I don't, you know, pills I don't have, blood pressure I don't have, diabetes I don't have, triglycerides gone. I mean, yeah, I took care of my health, and because I've relearned to live like a human being. Because what we experiment today, you know, when I'm because you know the analogy with the movie Matrix is just perfect, because it's exactly what happened. You know, in the movie at one point he said, we don't free everybody because they fight. They fight for the system, right? They fight. They don't. Well, when you ask me how people react, they fight for the system. They fight me. I look like the bad guy and say, what the hell is this guy? What is talking about? What? No, my granola bar, I love it. You know, oh, I want, you know, I love my water in plastic bottle. Oh, I love this. I love the, you know, oh, no, no, no. That's my favorite brand. Oh, I love my bread. It's not bread, right? It's rubber from your car. So, and they fight, and they don't want to listen. La, 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 they don't want, because I look like part of a cult, but which is not. Actually, the world is part of a cult. The cult of this, big stores full of poison. Each time I'm going to the grocery store, what did it, what happened? You know, what happened? Because it doesn't make any sense. When you see product like this, I say, like labels, and so I cut myself from this. I red pilled myself. It's 2 years. I'm I like to say to all my friends, I am Ed Bernays' worst nightmare. Okay, so this guy who pretty much invented everything, from bacon in the morning is good to drink milk in the morning, and the orange juice in the morning, and cereal is good for you. Breakfast is the most important meal in the day. All of this, that propaganda from him. So, and Rockefeller. So I red pilled myself from this. And when I said red pills, I red pilled myself from the agricultural world as well, because that go together, So and I've learned, but I knew about that already, right? That carnivore, animal food base is the key. I knew is the key because it has been like this for hundreds of thousands of years of humanity. When we were in the cave, the Flintstone, right? They didn't have the vegetable we have today. Neither they had the fruits, and they had animals. Okay, so fish, animals, but the key was to get access to that type of animal again, not the animal from the supermarket, not the chicken at $5, the world chicken. No, this is not food. This is experiments. And that's why I moved to a country where I was sure I could live that. So it was part of healthcare movements for me to move. I didn't want to move out from. I was happy in California, right? But here I had the opportunity because I'm a digital nomad. Digital nomad. That means I can work from anywhere in the world, and that from 2016 is not new for me. It's not just from the COVID. I'm living like this for 10 years now. So I said, okay, I can move, and when we have this family house, like a vacation home, right? And I moved here, and my life changed because, yes, I'm eating the best lamb in the world, the best beef in the world, and dairy here in Greece is crazy, and the yogurt and olive oil, and and so and I've learned to use carnivore as a messaging system. It's a hormone management. Uh, Eating is not filling a tank like the car. Eating is like, let's take the analogy of the car for a minute. You have a car, and the gas inside the tank is not the most important, right? It's not the only way. It's not the only thing you need to watch, right? You have lubricants. You have if you want AC to work well, that means the cooling system. You need to have a compressor that works well with gas inside, and you need the cooling system, antifreeze, and okay. So we need the same thing. So and we need to manage this. So the food you eat is like being like a mechanic that fix all of these things. Oh, we have a leak here. Oh, we need to fill the tank here, for the power steering fluid. Otherwise, you make noise. So there's the same thing. The body is the same thing, and the food is this. Is to send signals, switch on, switch off, turn on, turn off, open this, close this. What you do that when you eat, but it's impossible to do that if you have food with 40 ingredients inside. It's impossible. And when you have in 40 ingredients, you have 20% of 50% of them are chemical experimentation. So because your body has no idea what it's doing with this, no idea. So the carnivore guarantee me I'm sending the right signal at the right moment for the right thing. At the same time, I replenish all my levels of minerals, vitamins, and healthy fats. So only carnivore can do that, because your body will naturally recognize everything. Okay, so then what you need to learn is how to prepare to help your body to absorb. And that's why the ancestral, can start to kick in. Ancestral, why? Because the ancients, especially here in Greece, right, they knew what they knew what they were doing. They knew. When my grandma and her parents, because I live alongside my grandparents, and because of the longevity of my family. Why? Okay, because they were eating what I'm eating right now, right? So and they were eating like olive oil with lemon juice, oregano. Or in Greece, this is the base, but it's not a condiment, right? It's part of the diet. It's part of the fooding, right? It's not a condiment at all. It's not just to give some, like a dressing. No, it's not a salad dressing at all. It's part, because oregano, it's an antibiotic, natural antibiotics, and olive oil is, all the polyphenol, but depending on the olive oil as well, But let's say I have the best olive oil in the world here because I'm doing my own. So I'm my olives here, olive tree. I'm doing my own. So and lemon juice, olive oil, sea salt, the salt they knew from the Roman Empire, even before, why we say salary. Do you know what we saw salary?
Yeah, salt.
Because they were paying people with salt. It was
Right.
like gold, right? Because it was part of life. Without salt, no life. But not the salt you go, these aluminum byproducts, that we have. No, I'm talking about the real sea salt, right? So, and with, the gray one that you need to, in crystals, right? And here in Greece, of course, I have one of the best in the world. So I'm using the Mesolongi salt, which is coming from that was this there since the people building Acropolis, they were eating that salt. The very same salt I'm eating right now, they built the Acropolis, right? The same people. So salt is important. The quality of fats is important. I'm like as you like I'm no, I like to say that I'm eating fat on meat on food, right? So because it's I mean it's so important to me, and I'm using the right fat for the right thing. Also because of the ancestral cultural, because I'm French also, and in France the gold of fat is goose fat, duck and goose. I have the chance. Nowadays with Amazon and everything, I have the choice, the chance to, and internet. I have the chance to get access to beautiful goose fat, organic, and it's a family in France. They have this, they do this market, and and it's nice, to know that you buying something from real people, loving what they do. With each time I'm buying the box like this with five, jar, of course, jar in glass. I say, oh, thank you, Nick. Hope you're doing well. Notes, right? They love what they do. It's very emotional to me because I love that, not the proximity. Um, and so the fat, the goose fat. Here in Greece, we have something extraordinary for my eggs. It's the goat milk ghee. So imagine the taste of this. Of course, the same thing. It's a store. It's a shop here in downtown where they sell all these product, natural products and from different people. And the same thing for the meat. One day they said that, I asked them if I can come to, make a video about the beef and the kettle. And they say, yeah, of course, come. Where they live, I can see it from right now. Is the mountain is in front of me. I can see where my meat is alive right now and will be in my plate, like maybe in next month. But I can see it. Right? So proximity, and so because of the culture, so I was saying the French, they goose, they use goose, duck, right? So fat is important. The meat is very important. It needs to be chemical free. The meat need to be clean. And I learned something. It's not more expensive. That's what I've learned. I've learned no. Yes, my eggs they are 2 times more expensive. About the cage one and mine. Okay, they're 2 times. So then I'm eating a lot of octopus, for example, right? That's expensive. Yes, but what? That's that is like medicine, right? So yes, and what I'm buying is everything is top quality. I don't look for economy here. And people say, yeah, but Nick, we can't afford to live like you do, And I say, yeah, you can. I can't afford what you do. You eat like 21 times a week plus another extra 21 snacks. I'm eating 3 times a week.
Huge difference.
So I can match their bills I can match the bill of anybody with mine, And I'm not talking also just about food, buying the food, but electricity, storage. I used to have this huge double French door fridge. Now I'm a small one, tiny, small. So that changed everything, changed your lifestyle, okay? And I perfectly understand that my lifestyle match my food habit as well, right? So you need to do that. You need to align your lifestyle with your fooding. Otherwise, you know, you're so for the carnivore to me is essential. Eliminate all carbohydrate. That's years now. I didn't eat one French fry. I don't even know what that tastes anymore. Nor sugar, right? I did once. I did an experiment, and I will never do that again. I had friends with me, and we went to the best ice cream store in town, like artisanal, homemade, handcraft, not the industrial, And I say, okay, yeah, let's indulge myself. I ate one day, and the next day, my second OMAD, and I ate another one. The day after that, I got back the loss of, helplessness, the hopeless. I was hopeless. I was feeling hopeless. I say, oh no, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back on the depression. It was instant karma, like we say, it was instant karma, this sugar bomb. Like my AI said, Nick, what are you doing? What are you doing? You crazy? Because I'm so insulin independent, right? That my body received that like a tsunami, right? And the karma was instant. I went back to the depression, hopeless, and I said never. And it took me like another day to get out. Right? It was like a switch, because food is a switch. So if you're depressed, constant, like I used to be. So I tell you what. Okay, I tell you what I used to have. Okay, I have this obvious blood pressure and triglyceride. That okay, but I had sleep apnea, but severe. They were looking to me to have a mask. Right? I was waking up at nighttime like this, with my heart boom 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 boom, boom like this. That means maybe during like 5 minutes I wasn't breathing, right? And my girlfriend said, okay, Nick, I'm not sleeping with you anymore. You're making a noise, right? Snoring, but no, you're grunting. I don't know what you do. I cannot sleep with you anymore. So, and gone. I know, because I'm, the first. I want to make sure that it was gone, and I record myself, with the webcam, right? I record myself. So one night, two night, it was like smooth. So that fixed. Sleeping, I'm going to bed before I need hours before to go to take it. I'm going to bed, boom, sleep like this. Depression. I was waking up in the morning tired, waking up in the morning sleepy, right? And all my day sleepy, and concentrate was a huge effort, right? And then depression, hopeless, always like anxiety, what the future will be, and what happened with AI, why, will I be still in this business? I'm 50 years old, I will be jobless. What happened? You go, everything goes and become mountain, right? We go somewhere in Colombia with friends. Will we be able to come back? I was anxious about everything. Right, it's gone. Now it's the opposite. I'm confident. I'm razor sharp. My brain. That's why I came to that 2 days OMAD, right? Two OMADs, together, because when I refeed is my day off. Okay, I'm doing day off or half day off, because I'm not that sharp when I refeed. I feel like the wolf that eats, like, so I prefer to enjoy, take my time to eat, and I'm going to the beach, right?
Love it.
Right, and because I'm waiting my fast state, right, to get like I said, my kryptonite green, like to make me Superman again, right? So it's to get this intense concentration power that I have when I'm on this extend fast, and I'm waiting the third day. When you pass 48, when you pass 50 hours, well, you are in. Okay, you're the tower, the tower control of everything. You see everything. You're aware about everything. It's incredible, right? Even my customer said, Nick, I don't know how you do that, because how you remember that? How you don't don't ask. So and so people say, yeah, but why carnivore? I say, well, I can't afford empty fillers and dead fooding. Something, a piece of bread has nothing to do in my mouth because it has nothing to do with my body. And just feeling make me full and bloated for no reason. And since I'm not eating every constant, so I don't have this constant injection of food, right? And so when you do that, the food today, we eat badly. We eat, our habit, a disaster. We don't know how to eat anymore, and what to eat and when. So you think you get vitamins and stuff, from your vegetables, but in fact you get nothing. What you get is it's a flood of chemical, but the benefits you have none. And well, because the body to absorb, it needs the good carrier, it needs the good vehicle, right? So fat is not even a vehicle anymore, it's a teletransporter in Star Trek, right? So that the fats, it teletransport everything in your body, like so. And it's very important. And and when it happened, right? For example, I'm eating a lot of dairy, but not like, oh, a piece of cheese. No, no, no. Cheese, first of all, is no cow milk cheese. No cow milk cheese. Okay. Because casein. Okay. So I don't want to enter too much in the detailed technique, because people, I was there before, when I start this, and I said, I don't understand anything about what they say about the ghrelin. Now I know, but at the beginning, so I don't want to bother your audience with this kind of thing. So I'm eating like the sheep milk yogurt, which is a traditional Greek one, and the goat milk. Okay, so goat, sheep, sometimes mixed, and half of one, half of the other, mixed with olive oil, lemon juice, oregano, and garlic. You will say, oh, but that's tzatziki, right? Yes, but without the cucumber. Tzatziki comes from the shepherd-style yogurts, right? So that we come back to the ancestral, the shepherd in the mountain, right? They had the goat and sheep, and they were eating the yogurt like this, not with granola and honey. This is a modern, So if you want to eat the real Greek yogurt, is this, okay? So the mix of the sheep and goat milk fat with the olive oil, the lemon juice, the vitamin C, and the garlic and the oregano all together. Well, this finish your food, your feeding day in beauty, and right, and in the same time, I'm eating, the only nuts that I'm eating is walnuts, okay? That's the reason why. Because first of all, there's no carb, or very little. And there's many things, manganese, and I need all of these things. I need what they have inside. I need it, right? And I'm eating like 10, 15 raw, right? But organic, local. And I crack them, you don't open, if the one you have in supermarket cracked open, they're dead, they're oxidized, and you need to crack it and eat. But I don't eat like a snack. I'm eating with my yogurt, not in the yogurt, but with my yogurt. Eat the yogurt and I crack the nuts. Eat yogurt, crack the nuts, right? Because the combination of this makes my body will absorb everything, because of the lemon juice we break, because the olive oil we carry with the yogurt will bind. Everything will be bind like together, like a piece of Lego, right? Tack, 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 tack. And now this is a new entity in your body. The mix of these blocks, that a new entity, a new feature, let's say, right? It's like you combine, a calendar and email and the internet, well, you have something new, right? So, so, and all my food is like this, like the eggs, for example. When I eat eggs, I eat between 12 and 20. Okay, extremely over easy, extra super over easy, and with soaked in goat milk ghee, soaked. I have that's and black pepper, curcumin, right? Sea salt, and I'm eating in the pan. I don't even try to remove them because I want the fat, right? So that the eggs, because all the turmeric, right, and the black pepper and the yolk of the egg, that become a new entity, right? And then that, and I'm absorbing. So with my AI, I taught my AI to analyze all of those things in a logical way, and pretty much we calculate that I'm getting like 800 to 1,000% of my daily intake in one refeed, right? So that's why people said, well, but you must have like a bunch of pills. I have zero. I don't need, because I don't need. If you fast, or if your diet is pizza or donuts and bread and pasta, rice, okay, yeah, you need supplements. But since my dairy, my diet is pure dairy, and olive oil and fat and eggs and lamb, and fish, sardines. Here in Greece, I have fresh sardines, not canned, fresh. So, and that's my favorite dish. When I go to the restaurant, I say, I'm going for fish, right? Because they do well. It's super fresh, right? It's not cheap, huh? But I don't care. Last time I went to the restaurant, I ate a red millet, 4 pounds,
Wow.
right?
Nice.
Like I show you, I'll send you the video. Well, I had 15 sardines, so that it's 3 portion at the same time, but they know me, the restaurant. When they see me, they say, "Oh, here a table of 6." No, 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 no problem. Sit down, because you will eat for 10 people. So, and this red mullet, right, and shrimps, but on the grill with olive oil, lemon juice, right? So everything on grill. Shrimp, I can. Octopus, no, I'm doing at home because it's like 10 times cheaper. And but a lot of fish, but like this, simple, or like a sea bass, or mackerel, bluefish, small, right? No heavy metal, no chemicals. Or you can farm them. You can octopus. You can farm them. They kill each other, so you can farm them. Sardines. We go to the beach here. They swim with you. My fish guy sometimes say, oh yeah, I want like 5-6 pounds. Say, I give you one more because I don't know what to do. Right? It's like the French fries at Five Guys. They give you more because they have so much, right? So imagine the pleasure I have with this, and what I'm doing to my body, right? So the quality of the method is this, because I'm making a website, John, and maybe you will tell me, you need to do that. So I'm going to join the community, and I'm going to I invented a method of fasting because I have a method: ancestral, cultural, local, the three. Okay, local, because don't try to replicate my food, or you need to move here, because none of what I have here is available in the United States. Or yeah, in that case, yeah, you can afford it. So local, ancestral. Say how the people who built the Acropolis, how the pioneers, in the United States were eating, right? and you will be all the region, every single region in the United States, because I try my method over the United States. You have so many rare and treasure hidden, like traditional food, family that came with another country, like 200 years ago, and they start, they do the same thing they were doing in their region, like pork meats, cured meat, or like, you have a lot of things in the United States actually. And now, like now I know I would have done differently when I was there. But ancestral, local, and and cultural, because like I said, the olive oil and the goose fat in France, and so each country have a cultural, like when I go to Colombia, I don't, at 3 months a year I'm going there. I don't try to eat anything that I'm eating here. Lamb over there, there's not, but they have buffalo, you know, and they have meat. The beef over there is beef, buffalo. Okay, and with avocado oil and coconut oil, because there's organic. They do on, they sell on the street, right? Of course, I'm eating aguacate over there, not the avocado, aguacate, which is natural, without local farmers, right? It's not like the chemical bomb we have, like, spending a month inside a room with gas, sulfuric gas. No, it's, they sell on the street, right? So, of course, I'm eating this and fish, right? So I'm eating local things, right? And chocolate over there, cacao, right? I tend not to eat fruits, even if they are good, but I don't eat that. But anyway, and the thing is, you need to cut carbohydrate and sugar. That's the key, right?
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I love and couldn't agree more with the benefits of fasting and carnivore. It's just absolutely amazing. In hindsight, obviously you moved to Greece, you travel around the world and you understand local cultures. In hindsight, as you look back, and maybe you've kind of already alluded to this, but do you think you could have healed your health the same way, knowing what you know now, but living in California? Do you think you could have recovered your health to the same extent?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's why I created. I'm going to send you the link. You can try it, and if you want to share, it's a prototype. So since I'm an AI engineer, I built my own AI. So you can question, you can use your own favorite AI, right? But I have a prompt for you. You go to my website and you enter your where you live, your habits, your goal. If you want to go fast, if you're interested, if you know about it, if you tried. Okay, I ask you some question like this, and then you have a prompt and you paste in your AI, and that tells your AI to go to my page where I have an OS, an operating system, where with my method. So it's gibberish for many of humans, but not for AIs. So, and absolutely, I could have fixed my health in California more than ever. I would be like crazy. I was already crazy, but Dungeness crab would have been my main dish, right? With butter in the oven, right? Sea salt, butter in the oven, Dungeness crab. That's San Francisco, right? So because I was in the Bay Area, so absolutely, and I knew people, like, because I loved quality food before, right? I had a butcher. He had this bison food, meat, extraordinary, like thick like this on the barbecue. It was like a pleasure to do, right? And ham, the true ham, not this honey, soaked sugar we have over there. No, the real one, right? And I already had a lot of, red lobsters. I would have been crazy on red lobsters, right? And fish, and that's cob, right? I mean, there's so many things I would have ate over there. There's so many things local, and if you go if you scrap a little bit, you will see that a lot of local markets, local stores, family owned, right? Like for example, next to where I was living in California, in the Bay Area, there were like a breakfast like diner type, with the counter and stools, owned by a Chinese family, right? And they were so proud to do everything with beef tallow, everything, you know. So I knew it was better because I was going there because of the taste. But now I know about fat. I know I'm not scary about fat like I used to be, right? And at the contrary, I'm in love with fat right now, and in my mouth, not in my body, and it was outstanding food. This fresh sausage in beef tallow. Just the smell of this, outside of the restaurant, right? So absolutely, that's if I was in France, I would be eating oyster, duck, right? Poultry. In France, they have like 30 poultry, different poultry, not just chicken, pentade, poulade, pentado, That's, and of course, every country, like I said, Colombia, I mean, you can do, if you do, of course, and that's why sometimes I tell you, I don't like people say, "Oh, you need to eat sauerkraut." Okay, yeah, good luck to find sauerkraut here in Greece, and sauerkraut in Colombia. I think they will ask me, "What the hell is this?" Right? So, it's impossible. And don't eat that if you're not in Alsace, if you're not in the northeast of France, right? Don't eat that. Is over there. That is cute. Or if I go there, I will be eating sauerkraut day long, right? But you need to do local. You will see. You will find some, nuggets, golden nuggets. You will find there. Before we go, I want to have just something about water, because people are underestimating water when they fast, and even every day. The water is not empty, transparent liquids that you put in your mouth when you're thirsty. There's a purpose. So everything, like I said, everything I'm eating, there's a purpose. The purpose is it's mineral water. We call that mineral water. Okay, not this water with the nice mountain in the label, right? The real mineral water. Well, so this is the key of if I can fast that well, is the water. Naturally carbonated. They come from the mountain with gas inside, not additional gas. That makes difference. You have in the United States 2 free brands, glass water, a glass bottle, of course. So I have two water, 2 naturally carbonated water and still water. One is a pH, neutral pH. It's after refeed, I'm drinking this, that to calm my stomach. Now pH 0. And the natural carbonated water is full of potassium, calcium, magnesium. It's like through the roof, the numbers, through the roof. Of course, with our salt inside, right? And naturally carbonated water with salt is good. When still water with salt is like drinking the seawater, right? But naturally carbonated water with salt, you will be surprised about the taste. Tastes good, right? So I want to say that because it's the secrets of my recipe. It's the ingredients that makes the difference, right? It's the water. The water, it's key for minerals, right? So drink water.
That's amazing. Nick, this has been an amazing conversation. I've really enjoyed everything that you've talked about here. And I really like the fact that not only is this possible to do anywhere around the world, but you're willing to share that message and create things to help other people out there. And you've certainly offered a tremendous amount of value to our audience today. And describing everything, you certainly made me a little bit hungry for the food around you, which sounds amazing. But anyway, I just, your journey is absolutely amazing. Again, I think it would be a total shock to anybody who saw you today that would ever assume that you were ever anywhere near the weight that you were, which is absolutely crazy. But again, we're just so grateful for you and your journey and being willing to share that with us today. Thank you so very much. Tell people where they can go to find you and connect with you and your work and any other resources you want people to have.
Yeah. I'm going to send to you all my websites, and it's a prototype. I'm working. I have a day job, so I'm doing that on the side. But you can share my email with your audience. You can do that, and they can contact me. I'm not a joke. I mean, I'm not. I did it, right? So I can be a very good, a great help for people. They truly want to get out, but you need to want. It's like stopping smoking. If you want it, you do it. Otherwise, don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. We will definitely link all of that up in the show notes so people can contact you. That's very, very generous of you. And we do recognize that you do also have a J job. So it really, again, very generous of you to offer that. And for now, thank you so very much, Nick. That was an incredible story and a lot of really great information. So thank you so very much. And thank you for
Thank you,
taking time to
Cassie.
be on our show today. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. See you
Thank
soon.
you so much. We'll see you soon. And this has
Thanks.
been another episode of Boundless Body Radio.